Welcome back to the Basement Boys podcast and this week's free episode. If you're interested in bonus episodes, behind the scenes, bloopers, and more, check out patreon.com/basementboyspodcast, where most of that content is available for just $2 a month. Regardless, we appreciate all your support and we hope you enjoy this episode. You look so small. Why do you look so small? I like the green screen behind you.
Thanks.
I like the disheveled set behind you that we would have been using if it wasn't disheveled.
It's the green screen is to hide how messy my life is.
That's fair.
And I'm small because I have a wide angle lens camera for my webcam. Because I don't when I have the same camera as you.
Okay.
I sit like this to my computer.
Oh,
and
I
then
like
it's
that.
like only on my eye.
That's pretty hot. Yeah,
I don't need that.
I miss
or, like,
recording.
I'll show up in it like this.
I miss recording in the set. I'm not gonna lie. It's been like 6 episodes since we've recorded in the studio. It's a bummer. Meanwhile, you just get to chill there, full time.
Yep, all day.
All day.
It's almost like I'm trapped down here. You locked the door and I can't get out.
So this episode, if everything goes accordingly, is getting uploaded on Thanksgiving. We have to record it ahead of time because of my Thanksgiving plans. Before we get into that, what are your Thanksgiving plans, Zach? Do you even know what you're doing?
No, I have no idea.
What do you want to do for Thanksgiving?
I'm either literally at my second cousin's house right now, chilling and watching football and eating turkey, or I'm just at home crying into Bowser. Those are my two options.
Those are two good options because you either get
They are very good options.
You either get to enjoy Thanksgiving or our dog gets to enjoy Thanksgiving because if not, he'll be in the crate.
That's a fucked up way to put it, but yeah.
I'm now
Our dog gets to roam freely around the house on Thanksgiving.
I'm putting the pressure of you watching our dog on Thanksgiving all on your shoulders because I won't be able to do it. Starting Monday, I'm going over my girlfriend's, and I'll be there until Friday. I'm just going to be there all week. And I'm taking a break from Twitch, obviously, because I'm not moving my PC setup. It's going to be enjoyable.
It's a big week for streams.
Thanksgiving is a big week for streams, but I need a break. I'm actually looking forward to it because, I don't know, I'm not feeling burnout, but I'm definitely feeling like I'm doing too much right now. Like, I need rest in life. School, streaming, YouTube, all that shit. Too much right now. So I'm looking forward to Thanksgiving break as like a reset week to just take a mental health break. But yeah,
let's explore that.
If all things go accordingly, I'll be at my girlfriend's house right now when this is uploaded, and you'll be crying into our dog. I want you to go with your family. I do.
All is planned.
I hope you get to enjoy time with your family, but I have a feeling you're going to be crying into the shoulder of our dog.
It's been a minute since I've seen that portion of our family. The main reason, or well, not reason, but reason that it probably will be called off, or I just won't go, is my grandmother got coronavirus.
Oh.
And she had a really mild case, and she's fully fine now, but frick, dude.
Yeah, maybe you should stay home with the dog. No,
also, it was luckily the younger, healthier grandmother.
Of course.
That would have survived, because I'm convinced that my dad's mom would not have made it through.
Well,
even that mild case.
It's good that she was able to, fight through it. And like I said, I want what's best for you, Zach. If you want to go spend time with your family, go spend time with your family. If everything seems cleared up and healthy. I don't actually care. I was saying this privately as we were talking about it, but our dog has had such a easy life lately. He has spent almost no time in the crate. So if he has to stay in the crate for Thanksgiving Day, and not even the entire day, it would be like
part of the day, because I'd leave at 11 a.m. and feed and walk him beforehand.
Yeah.
And then Brian would get home at 9 p.m. ish.
Yeah,
feed and walk him after.
You would be able to watch him in the morning, and our other roommate would come home, and Brian would be able to feed and walk him in the evening. So he'd be in the crate for like 10 hours, and he has never, I don't think in his lifetime, been in the crate longer than 10 hours. So, you know, I feel like he's lived a good
You leave him
life.
in the crate for like 23 hours.
I feel like he's lived a good life. Meanwhile, like a lot of other dogs that I know, and when I was living in my parents' house and we had dogs, there were just holidays like Christmas or Thanksgiving where the dogs had to be in the crates for 10 hours. So Bowser's gonna have to learn that
That
struggle.
skill.
Yeah, he's gonna have to learn that. I don't even think he's gonna have to learn the skill because he's great in the crate.
Oh
When
yeah.
when we used to put him in the crate overnight for like 8 hours in the evening, he never complained. I think he'll be
I think
fine.
it's
I I don't foresee him causing any trouble or being a nuisance to our neighbors by barking. I'm just, I'm worried he's gonna be annoyed by it.
yeah.
Like, but like I said, for any dog I've ever owned or at least grown up with, uh, I think my parents have now had 6 different dogs in my lifetime. And
Wild.
If we count Bowser, that's 7 different dogs in my lifetime that I've been around. Bowser's had the easiest crate life, so I don't feel too bad if he has to be in the crate for 10 hours on Thanksgiving.
Yeah, I
Like,
don't mean to brag, but my family's owned only labs,
mm,
just as like an observance that I recently had.
okay,
And realistically, my parents have had only black labs because we had one that we got like we adopted, and then she died shortly after heartworms because she had him, and the place we adopted from didn't tell us,
okay.
and didn't it wasn't even like a thought to them. So when we finally got her like checked for it, it's like, oh yeah, she has them. It's bad.
Hmm.
And then our current dog Chico, we've had for years now.
So is there a
He's a good boy.
reason both of your dogs have been black labs?
Literally coincidence fully.
That's fair.
Which
Listen,
on top of that coincidence that I've had only labs in my life.
yeah, labs are pretty dogs. That's why I got us a red lab for the apartment because I like him a lot. Speaking of
That's why I got
heartworms,
the rarest one.
you reminded me. I need to pick up new heartworm medicine for our dog. It's been like 2 months since he's had heartworm medicine, which isn't bad. Like, you're supposed to give it to him once a month. He's only missed 2 months, but I really should pick it up. The only reason I haven't is because I don't have a car and I haven't really been home at all lately, which is strange. I'm not even going home for Thanksgiving. I'm not even seeing my family for Thanksgiving. I'm just spending it with my girlfriend. I have not been purposely avoiding home, but just been so busy, like I said, that I
Just so
I've had too much
busy.
to do with school and too much to do on my own, personal projects that I'm working on, like streaming, uploading YouTube, and writing. That yeah, I haven't seen my parents a lot. I'm hoping to visit them at least once before Christmas, maybe like the weekend after Thanksgiving, so I can have like I don't know, a Thanksgiving themed week. Why are you staring like that? I'm trying to talk and you're just looking at me like you're
I'm
freaking
I'm here to ruin the podcast.
apparently.
And
No,
I noticed I straight up have like my father's nose just now, and it's freaking me out.
oh, it's crazy that you're your father's son.
It's the exact same
Who
nose.
would have
And I
guessed
don't
that you're your father's son?
my mom's nose is better, dude.
Regardless, to finish my point, simply haven't seen my family in a while, and next time I go home, I hope to actually spend a little bit of time with them and maybe pick up heartworm medicine for Bouncer, as that's kind of important. But I don't know. That's pretty much it for my Thanksgiving plans, and yours are up in the air. I think it's really funny when I made these plans to spend 5 days straight with my girlfriend. I was super worried that everyone in the apartment was gonna be busy and like our dog was gonna have to be shipped off to a kennel or at least like my parents' house or your parents' house. And then I found out that I have like the biggest plans for Thanksgiving, which is
You're
never
the
the
only one
case.
with
It's
plans.
never the case. Usually I am never the one with plans and everyone else is doing stuff on holidays. But yeah, this this Thanksgiving I'm spending 5 days with my girlfriend. Meanwhile, the 3 other people living in our apartment, you, Brian, and Harrison, aren't really doing anything too crazy. Which,
What
like I
do you
said,
want from me?
I'm not mad about it, bro. I appreciate it because that means our dog is going to be able to be watched and played with and loved while I'm away. That's all I care about. I want to make sure our dog is living a happy life when I'm not here to, help out with such. Okay, I cuddled with him for like 3 hours today, and yeah, I was napping during most of those hours, but it was still nice. He's a good boy.
Yeah, I was asleep for it, but like,
I took that nap because I pulled an all-nighter,
yep.
and I highly regret it. Not, well, both. I was gonna say not the all-nighter. I don't really regret the all-nighter. I needed to do it to get assignments in on time and to, not fail my classes. But at the same time, I do regret the all-nighter because it's just never good to pull an all-nighter. What I mostly regret is taking the nap today for like 2 hours and waking up with a sore shoulder and just a very foggy head. It's why I probably sound a little a little sickly. I sound almost
What was
grudge-like. My voice is very raspy compared to normal. It's
what was your
usually
intended nap length?
Oh, my intended nap length was like roughly 2 hours.
Okay, cool.
That's like a
Because
recharge nap.
I didn't know when you went to sleep actually, so I
Mm.
like went upstairs to like check if your alarm was going off or not, and I asked Harrison if your alarm had gone off, and he's like, "Oh yeah, a bunch of them." And then like I was like, "All right, I guess I'll go try to wake him up." And I stepped into your room, and you woke up to the sound of the creaking floorboards.
I'm not about to be fucked with, brother. I'm not about to be fucked with.
And then like 10 seconds later, was that your alarm or a phone
That
call?
was my alarm.
Okay,
So,
which is
our
the
roommate
funniest shit I've
Harrison,
ever seen.
our roommate Harrison, first off, is exaggerating. I set 3 alarms, and the reason I do that is because I know I'm gonna like snooze the first two.
Yeah.
So I set one at about half an hour before I wanted to wake up, 15 minutes before I wanted to wake up, and then when I wanted to wake up. And I snoozed the two that I wanted to sleep through, or at least I knew subconsciously I would want to sleep through. And
Yep.
then that alarm that I actually wanted to wake up during went off about the same time you walked to my room, like you said. So it was very funny
Yep.
timing that you went in
I
to wake
also
me up the second I was about to wake up anyways.
I was kind of scared to like try to wake you up because I don't personally react well to being woken up. That's why like whenever I tell someone to wake me up, it's basically yeah, grab me by the feet and pull me out of the bed. And that's A, the only way you're gonna get me up, and B, the only way you're gonna get me up without like me actively trying to like me without me freaking out,
I get that, and
which seems weird.
I also relate to your concern because I hate like waking people up that I don't know or at least don't know enough. Basically, I hate trying to wake anyone up that isn't my girlfriend. Um, so that's why I've developed the technique of when you ask me to wake you up, I just send our dog down there to tackle you, so I don't have to do the
He
work
doesn't.
myself. I don't want to
He
do the
does
work
not.
myself. He at least like kisses you. He does it all the time. You get woken up almost
So
100% of the time. It is a
so
successful strategy.
there's like a
Don't try me.
50-50 success rate for when I ask to be woken up. And I think part of that is because you yourself fall asleep. Or it's
Oh,
like
don't. Okay. You are taking this down a completely different topic,
there was like
and
the
I
other
will agree
day.
with you, but let's first finish the original
But
topic.
of
Don't
the times
change
you
the
attempt,
topic.
it's pretty much 100% success rate,
Yes, that's
yes.
what I'm trying to say. When I try to wake you up with the dog, it's 100% successful. What you're saying is different but also true. I when you ask me to wake you up, it's only about 50% successful. But that's because half the time you ask me, I'm already asleep myself. So I'm not seeing your message. Like
Well,
you ask me to wake,
usually my message is like, "Hey, when you wake up, wake me up."
and I don't wake
Cuz
up before
usually
you.
yeah, which is whack, dude. I just realized that this last week that like you'll go to sleep before me and wake up after me, and I don't know
And
how you do that
that's
cuz
on
I thought
you.
I slept for a long time.
That's on you, Chief. That's all I'm saying. You can't message me to wake you up, and if you don't get a response, expect to be woken up. All
No,
right.
I don't. Simply I don't expect it, but like I don't say it's expected. I think more it's like along the lines of like if he sees this, maybe I'll get woken up, and then you don't see it, and I like come upstairs and it's like, oh, he's still slept.
Yeah, yeah. That's pretty much how it goes. I first off am the worst person to ever remind someone of anything because my memory is terrible. And secondly, I'm the worst alarm clock. Like, because I can't even wake myself up. Like I said earlier, I've developed the completely unhealthy habit that I'm learning a lot of other people have on social media where I have to set multiple alarms just to wake myself up
Yeah.
because my mind will turn them off. Sometimes subconsciously and I don't even remember doing it. Like I've had some really bad moments where I wake up a lot later than I want to because I'm just snoozing my alarms. So that's what's helped me develop this mentality of, oh, I need to set like 10 alarms to get up, which isn't good, but at least it works. At least I'm no longer, sleeping in and missing classes. With one exception this semester, I've missed
Mhm.
classes one day this semester where I just didn't wake up on time. And I set like 10 alarms, which means I snoozed all my alarms and I don't remember doing it. Like, I subconsciously, and I think what happened is this was recently, and that's why I'm worried about it because I'm worried it's gonna start happening continuously. Recently, I noticed that I'll wake up with my hand like on the power button of my phone, which is how you turn off an alarm. Like the easiest way to turn off an alarm on iPhone is just to hit the power button and just turn it off. So, like, I I'm now so, I guess, trained that when I'm asleep and I don't remember doing this at all. So maybe I'm like half awake or I'm doing it subconsciously, that an alarm will go off and I'll just turn it off in my sleep, which is bad. Like this is
Nice.
getting bad. I need a real way to wake up, and until I move in with my girlfriend who is an amazing alarm clock and does a great job of waking me up on time, until I move in with my girlfriend, I'm worried that this downhill cycle of me not waking up to any alarm ever is, I don't know where rock bottom is and I'm scared to hit it. Like, I really don't know. And I know you gave me this, we talked about it in a previous episode of the podcast.
Yeah.
You gave me this shock alarm clock that shocks you to wake you up, but it doesn't work
Yep.
with iPhone, which
You should let me get that back so I can start using it then.
I'll give it back to you after the podcast easily.
Because I think at this point I'm probably over the like thing again. So like that thing works like intermittently for me, where I'll like it'll hurt enough to wake me up, and then I'll wake up and like do the thing to turn it off. Um, and then for a while I'll like lurch awake like 5 minutes before it's set to wake me up,
Hmm.
and then after that point I'll like get used to it, and then I'll stop waking up to it.
Well, that's kind of would have been my worry as well, where it definitely would have started working for me, and it would have worked at waking me up, but who knows how long it would have taken me to subconsciously figure out how to sleep through a shock alarm as well, because apparently I've done it with 10 phone alarms. It's just bad. I need
And
better
what I
I need better control of my sleep, and I don't know how to do it other than the obvious simplest answer of going to bed the same time every night, which I've never been able to do in my life.
it's it's not happening.
It's not easy, okay?
I'm sorry, gamers.
It's
We're not doing that.
it's definitely not easy when video games exist, but maybe that's the extreme I need to do in the future. That's the extreme measure I need to take is actually forcing myself to fall asleep the same night every single night. I don't know if I can do it, but I might start trying just to fix my sleep schedule and just to be able to wake up on time. I don't know. This is a long rabbit hole of a topic that wasn't even planned for today's episode, but the reason I bring it up is because I took a 2 hour nap earlier and woke
Yep.
up feeling, sounding, and just looking disheveled. I really need to shave. I need to just get up and out for the day. I
You
haven't
need to
even
do better.
it's 6 p.m. and I haven't left my room. All I've done today is wake up, do schoolwork, have a meeting with my professor. She had
What's the
these
meeting
ass-
about?
she had these assigned meetings for everyone in class because we're doing a final project, not a final exam or final paper. So because we're doing a final
Okay.
project, that's a lot more creative and isn't it isn't so strict in the rubric. Like you get to kind of decide what you want to do. She therefore wants to check in and make sure that you're doing something that she's approving of, like
Yeah.
something that she will allow and will get a good grade. So I had a meeting with her today that went on for like half an hour. After that meeting, I had to upload YouTube video and then immediately went after that into more schoolwork, passed out for 2 hours, and here we are. I haven't left my room at all today. I haven't eaten at all today. And I haven't smelled the sweet bliss of fresh air at all today. So it's been
Honestly, I don't think anyone should smell the sweet bliss of fresh air ever.
it's been a depressing day. But one thing I do want to say, and I hinted at it earlier, but we haven't recorded an episode in the studio in like 6 episodes. It's been a while,
It's
and
been a
I
minute.
want to do it
It's been
soon.
a hot little, quick little minute.
However, at the same time, I kind of enjoy the fact that every single episode in the last 5 episodes have been different and have been
Yep.
in a different setting. I don't know. I don't know how our
Do you want to
audience,
start doing our podcast in weird places?
maybe. I don't know how
Like
our
we just go to a
audience,
junkyard one day?
I don't know how our audience feels about it because part of me worries that our audience wants consistency and would prefer us to do the podcast in the same location and the same setting every single
Hmm.
episode. And we did that as well at the beginning where we recorded every episode in the in the studio, sorry. The first like 12 episodes were all recorded in the studio. But at the same time, I have more fun with it and it keeps it more fresh and entertaining for me as
Mm-hmm.
one of the two hosts recording the podcast, doing it in a different setting every single episode. I don't know how you feel about it,
Oh yeah.
but
I
that's me. That's my opinion on it.
I like anything that's easy. So like for this setup for me was plugging my webcam in, making sure it worked, and then putting the screen up to block the mess in my room. Um, what's very high effort for me is getting the beanbag chairs out of their fucking closet, putting them down in front of the set, rebuilding the set, and then setting up cameras, a mic, syncing audio, and all that shit.
Yeah, building the studio is kind of a hassle, which is why I don't miss it. But at the same time, I miss it because the studio is our highest quality
Oh
place
yeah,
to record the podcast. Like it looks really nice, it sounds really nice, but it is a lot of work, and that's why I do want to obviously get back to the studio. But at the same time, while our set is currently falling apart, it's
mm,
nice to mix it up and do some other things. So maybe that's what we do moving forward, unless people comment and message us that, hey, you should not do the podcast outside of the studio. Unless people send me those messages or we get those comments, I think it'll be fun in the future to like do a cycle of different podcast settings like we have done for the
yeah.
last 6. So like the last
I
6 have
would.
been I think I remember correctly, but the last 6 have roughly been studio, car podcast with the dash cam facing the road,
Yep.
video game podcast with just me on that podcast because you were busy. We recorded one on the couch, just chilling. Uh,
Mm,
car podcast, but the camera was facing us instead of the road. And then video game podcast with both of us on that episode instead of just me.
yep.
So it's been 6 different podcasts the last 6 episodes. And I like that. And I want to keep that up unless people hate it. So maybe next episode we'll be back in the
Yep.
studio. Maybe next episode we'll be recording from the top of a water tower. I don't know.
Maybe next episode we'll be recording on a fucking Windows background.
We just
And we both
find
just huddle up in front of the green screen.
a nice quaint Irish field to record on.
Honestly, it'd be fucking fire to just like set out a blanket at a park and do the podcast there.
I
Have a
listen, I'd
fucking
be down.
picnic.
We'd have to get better lapel mics for sure. We'd
Oh,
have to invest
yeah.
in better lapel mics, but I'm down.
Our lapel mics are heavily outdated,
Mm,
and you can tell they're outdated because it's like a headphone jack type deal to attach them, and none of our phones have headphone jacks anymore.
yeah.
Which, by
So
the way, I think that's the funniest shit in the world. Apple got rid of the headphone jack and announced it as a feature, and everyone was fucking pissed about it. Samsung did it quietly, and no one said a word.
Yeah, everyone just hates Apple, rightfully so.
Hmm.
Like Apple deserves all the hate they get. I think it's dumb. I mean, maybe I appreciate the transparency, but I think it's dumb that my iPhone 6 Plus, which is now very old considering they're all the way up to 12, uh it shows you in the settings how strong your battery life is. And I have a 6. Came out less than a decade ago, I think, at this rate. Let me
Yeah,
research that real quick. Oh wait, I can't research that without.
I got it.
Thank you. I just pulled up my goddamn. I pulled up my online class.
2014.
Yeah, so it came out less than 10 years ago. And the battery strength is at like 75%. So the battery lasts
Nice.
75% as long as it did when it came out just a couple of years ago, just a handful of years ago. And like, I don't understand that. Like, it's gotten slower over the years, which is the conspiracy theory that a lot of people have, where every time Apple
Yeah.
releases a new phone, every time they release a new, uh,
Every time they update their product, they slow down they like push an update that the previous product can't handle.
yeah, every time a new, why am I blanking on the word? Holy shit. This is why I shouldn't take naps before podcasts. A new generation. Every time they release a new generation of the iPhone, all the older ones get worse and slower and more glitched. And that's exactly how I feel with this iPhone 6. And the battery life, like I said, is at 75 potential. So even when I'm fully charging it, it's technically only 75% charged. Like, it's just crazy to me. And
Yeah.
I need a new phone, but I don't have the money. Phones are crazy expensive now. I don't know how anyone is buying modern phones like out of pocket like that. And I know a lot of people are doing payment plans for phones, but in my opinion, that is so crazy. Like
I yeah.
there are a few things in my life I have ever taken out payment plans for, and it's pretty much college. Like that's the biggest and pretty much only one is paying for college. So if
I have
I
a payment plan on my phone. Sorry, finish.
just well, I was just gonna say like if 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 you're taking out payment plans for things like college or a car, that's reasonable. I don't think taking out a payment plan for a phone is reasonable. And the only reason people have to do it is because they're so unnecessarily expensive nowadays. What were you going to say?
I have a payment plan for my phone, and it's only like $60 a month for like 2 years or some shit. It goes towards the phone, and the rest of it is like my standard phone bill.
Hmm.
Um, but the I forgot. Oh yeah, so they like at the same time I got my phone, they were like shipping the 5G ready versions of my phone, and I don't know like what's going on, but like 4G feels like garbage now that other people have 5G.
Dude, I was going
And like
to
when they told me they had like a 5G ready phone, I was like, "Oh, when do you think they're going to like turn on the 5G?" And they're like, "Ah, it's going to be like another year." Here we are like 3 months later and it's like, "Yeah, 5G's on now, boys. We have it. It's technology."
I was going to
You
bring up
know?
the same conspiracy theory because I agree with you. 4G feels so crazy slow now. Like I try to load up just football scores or any really like basic website and
Yeah.
it takes forever. I don't know why. Like,
Also, I don't know if this is just my phone being dumb as shit, but my girlfriend lives like 400 feet that way,
mm,
and so I walk back and forth between our houses semi regularly, and she does the same. Um, but like, it doesn't disconnect me from the Wi-Fi here, or try to until like I'm more than halfway there, and
oh,
I know it doesn't reach that far.
I noticed the same thing when I walk Bowser, where I'm walking Bowser and I'm all the way down our street, and my phone still thinks it's connected to our Wi-Fi when it clearly isn't, and it's not able to load anything. Like if I
Yeah,
try to look up, Twitter while I'm walking Bowser, it'll glitch out because my
if I,
phone's still trying to connect.
I didn't know how to pick up dog droppings because I'd never done it before. So I looked up a tutorial, but it wouldn't load because it thought we were still connected to the internet at the house. How
I
crazy
know
is
you're
that?
making a joke, but for a brief moment, I actually thought you were being serious because that's something I feel like you would do. Um, oh boy, yeah. I don't know. I have a ton of conspiracy theories when it comes to Apple, but I don't want to get into some of them
Most are
because
true.
well, some are probably true, but some maybe make me sound like an idiot. The two biggest conspiracy theories I have though is that yes, they are gradually making each previous iPhone worse when they release new ones because my iPhone 6 Plus, that was a really good phone when I first had it, is now terrible and feels terrible. And my other conspiracy theory is similar to what you said. Like 4G just feels so much slower now that 5G came out. I don't know
Yeah, and
why.
it's not like I have like 5G to compare it to. It's just like
True.
it feels like it's slower than it was
Hmm.
because I haven't used 5G. I would have loved to have been one of the fucking idiots that bought a $1,300 5G ready phone. But instead I bought $1,000 how fuck
What did you
not
just
5G
do?
ready phone. I just like I was pulling on my sock and I like accidentally let go and fucking knocked my finger on the bottom corner of my desk.
You just smacked your own hand against the desk.
Well, I was pulling on my sock
That I'm putting it in simple terms. You smacked your hand against the desk.
after losing grip on my sock whilst
Oh
pulling on it.
Lord. All right. Well,
My
let
feet are bad, dude.
let's get into the meat and potatoes of this episode. Ooh,
The
call
potatoes.
back to Thanksgiving. This is being uploaded on
Get out.
Thanksgiving.
Get.
I keep forgetting this is the Thanksgiving episode because we're recording it like 6 days before Thanksgiving.
Yeah.
But we are gonna be reading some small town reviews. Now, this is a series idea, or I guess video idea, that I originally saw Gus Johnson and Eddie Burback do. They didn't do it on their podcast. They did it just for their YouTube channels. But I want to do it on our podcast as a topic, and then maybe we'll release it separately as a YouTube video as well on our channels if people like it. But the way it works is I was looking at small town reviews of just places in Zach's hometown or my hometown, and I found some gems. So we're gonna start the first episode of this mini series with the Walmart in Zach's hometown that he used to work at. We talked a lot about him working
Fucking
there.
hate this place.
We've talked a lot about it. And fun fact,
Let me go. Let me go put a review right now. Awful. Wrong. Sad.
uh fun fact, most of the reviews, and I don't know if you can concur with this as someone who worked there, were actually pretty boring and pretty well written. The whole point of the series, or at least when Gus Johnson and Eddie Burback did it, was to find funny reviews to read that, can create an entertaining video. But most of the reviews weren't even entertaining. They were just like, hey, this store is always out of stock. Why is everything out of stock? And I'd like your input as someone who worked there.
So the store is always out of stock for two reasons. One, no shift knows what they're actually supposed to be putting on the shelves. People like to miscount things and put things in the wrong place, so overall the system orders the wrong items.
Okay.
So the same stuff stays out of stock forever. Essentially, unless someone is super dedicated to fixing it. It's just how the system works.
And I expect zero
Um,
Walmart employees to be dedicated to their job.
none of them at all.
Fair.
And another reason is because like stuff sells out fast. Like if you working there on a Saturday or a Sunday, you can literally stand there for like 40 minutes and watch the yogurt wall empty out fully.
Hmm. People
It's
like
like
yogurt, apparently.
probably 9 times out of 10, it's not that it's out of stock, it's just probably in the back. Or like 9 times out of 10, if someone could like show me the tag for the item they wanted, I could find it for them and give it to them.
Mm,
But and that's how like the culture at that Walmart is like you're supposed to like go in the back for a customer if they need it. But I've been to other Walmarts where like I for like the one local to us now.
mm.
I was looking for a specific thing for Christmas for someone, and I was like, "It says you have it in stock. Do you guys have it or not?" And they were like, "Oh, it's probably in the back." I'm like, "Well, can you check? They're like, no, we're not allowed to check the back. I'm like, that's actually a load of bullshit. Let me tell you why.
As someone who worked here, let
As
me
someone
tell
who
you why.
formerly worked at a Walmart that doesn't make sales as well as yours, let me tell you why you're fucking dumb.
I think the thing that shocked me most there, I mean, everything you said makes sense. It adds up. I'm just shocked that people like yogurt that much.
It's not the yogurt wall was just an example because it's like the biggest section of
Hmm.
the area I worked in, but realistically any like Saturday or Sunday you could stand there and watch the entire department empty out. And
Anyways,
there's not really a way for you to keep up with it as a single associate.
that's fair. I mean, that makes sense.
In defense. Now
Anyways,
offensively, hire more associates.
that's what I came here for.
Do
That's what
do
I
your
wanted.
counts
I want
right.
I want to hear you attack this big corporate like company, and
Let me
I'll
let me attack this big corporate entity with our 20 subscriber podcast.
of course. Anyways, on that note, I'll let you read the first review because
Oh
it
joy, where are they coming?
it sums up
Ah,
almost exactly what you're saying.
poor service from underpaid young kids who don't know the difference between toilet paper and wrapping paper. Shout out to Nicholas. Thank you for this review. You've
Shout out.
really opened my eyes and showed me just how wrong I was. I'm sorry I tried to sell you wrapping paper instead of toilet paper, you fucking buffoon. But from the looks of it, you're gonna need a whole sheet of wrapping paper to wipe your ass.
That's so mean. I don't think I can include that in the YouTube version of this.
I'm sorry.
That's gonna make you look like a complete asshole. I really like
I saw
the
this picture and thought of that and was like, I can roast this man right now.
unwarranted. Uh,
Do you want me to continue reading
no,
them, or
I'm,
are
I'm
you
gonna do
gonna
the
like
next
we can
one.
take
I'm gonna do the next
turns?
one. I'll let you know when
Okay.
it's your turn to read because they're not. We're not
Okay.
gonna go every other.
Okay.
I really like this next one just because it's such a positive, glowing review of a Walmart and something you wouldn't expect from a Walmart.
Honestly,
Stella says the bathrooms in the women's room are outstandingly beautiful. I can't
disagree, but okay.
I can't believe that off just premise. But what I find funny about this review is she says nothing negative about the store and still gives it 3 stars. Still gives it 3 out of 5 stars. Outstandingly beautiful bathrooms, 3 stars.
It's like the women's bathrooms were really beautiful, but then I went into the men's bathrooms and there was pee on the floor.
I'll give you the next one as well.
Um, I hate when people act like that. So Gina, her opinion, she gave it 1 star 6 months ago. She says employees definitely need to be retrained. Asked 3 different people where something was, and they all just said, I don't know. None of them even tried to look it up or help. Also, cashiers don't even speak to you at all during checkout.
How do you feel?
I know for a fact they were remodeling the store 6 months ago, and there's no way anyone knew where anything was. Because my mom still works there, and she like tried so hard to help so many people with so many things and just couldn't. So
Interesting.
the issue and like the store map on the app that we're like told to use if we can was wrong for like 2 months after the remodel was complete.
All
So I
right.
don't I
I'm not
don't
gonna
feel
lie. I'm
bad for this
surprised.
lady.
I'm surprised to hear you to defend Walmart so much. I was hoping to
I'm
hear
here to
some.
defend
I was hoping to hear some
I'm
insider
here to defend my
digs.
mom. I'm here to defend my mom. All right, she's doing her very best.
Well, that's true. She does still work there. All right. I got a review from Zach, our
That's
one and
not
only
me.
Zach.
That's not me. That's not me. He
Are you
has
sure?
the same
Because
first name and his last name is my middle name, but that's not me.
it sounds like you. This dude, his review sounds like it would come from you. Need wider selection of desktops in store for gaming. What they had was fine for office work, but high-end editing PCs for YouTube or Twitch aren't to be found in stock right now. Zach, I'm speaking both to you, my co-host, and to this person. Don't look for gaming PCs
Yeah,
at Walmart.
easily.
Why would you ever go to Walmart for a gaming
Build
PC?
your own, dude. You'll get it cheaper and you'll learn something.
I guarantee you, nothing you could buy at Walmart would be able to stream on Twitch effectively and efficiently. Zach, please, go somewhere else. Go to Best Buy. Do something right with your life.
This guy. I love these profile pictures too. They're wonderful.
Uh,
This guy looks like he's just like hiding behind his iPad.
I said we weren't gonna go back and forth, but I want you to do the next one.
All right. Andrea gave it 5 stars. She said it's finger licking good.
That made me really uncomfortable when I
I don't.
screenshotted that review.
I don't know
I
if she's in the right place.
oh, I dropped my
I
phone.
think she might be lost.
I don't think I've ever been more
And
uncomfortable than reading a review of Walmart that just says finger licking good.
Andrea, I'm gonna talk to you personally for a second. This isn't KFC. Thank you.
Okay.
I don't think the deli's been open since before coronavirus.
Mm.
So I don't know where she got food, if she went to like the Subway, but this is not a review for Walmart, I assure you.
Who knows? I really like this review from Rosa. It's a 1-star review that just says a little too warm inside the store.
What the
Just a little too warm. Uncomfortably warm.
what? What?
What's wrong,
What
Zach?
do you want, Rosa? Who hurt
Um,
you?
Oh, okay. I'm gonna read this
Who
one as
hurt you,
well.
Rosa?
I'm I'm gonna read this one because I relate to it, and I was expecting more reviews of this Walmart to be about this. Kim says, 1 star, dirty, employees not wearing masks, and they are rude. I agree, Kim. The last couple times I've gone in this Walmart during COVID, no one's wearing a mask. And secondly, I hate how dirty this Walmart is. I think I've told this story before on the podcast. I can't remember though if it was a Patreon episode or a free episode, so maybe I haven't told it on the public podcast. I think it was a Patreon episode. But there was a time I went in this Walmart and I saw two atrocious things in one day. There was a kid who took one of those bags of grapes off the shelf it was on, opened it up and started eating grapes until his mom noticed and forced him to put it back. And she just put it back on the shelf, which grossed me out completely. And then another thing I saw was a guy drinking a can of grape soda. Don't know where he got it. I can
Was it
only
a purple can that just said grape on it?
it
Because that
was one
stuff
of
is
those.
ass.
It was one of
Because that is
those.
so bad.
It was just generic grape soda. And I don't know where he got it. I can only assume he stole it off the shelf. Honestly, I have to at this point. After watching some little kid do it, where else is my mind gonna wander? But
Easy.
what was worse is he couldn't have drank all of it. At least I don't think so. But regardless, he put the can just down on the floor of a random aisle and walked away from it and left it there. And like,
Nice. Nice.
I can only assume because of how disgusting this Walmart sometimes is and how even more so disgusting the people who go to it are, that there was still soda in that can. And he just left like
I'm
a half drank can of soda in the middle of an
I
aisle.
am certain of it. I will say one thing is someone found like a Lego set under a shelf in toy store or toy store in Toys R Us
Hmm.
like years after that Lego set was discontinued, and it was like a really cool find. You can probably do that at that Walmart with food items.
I don't like that.
Um
That is so gross. Oh
just
God.
there was one time, I think it's been long enough to tell this story.
Okay.
There was like a can of tuna that was like kind of open and left out on the shelf, and no one involved in this story works there anymore, but one of the like second shift stocking employees went up to the assistant manager that was working at the time, and he goes, "Mr. Bryan, I think the rice is moving."
No,
And
stop. I know where you're going, and I'm for the sake of
yep,
myself and my viewers, stop. They're no longer your viewers after telling that story. They're mine now. Next,
but yeah,
The next one comes with a picture, and I'll let you read this. I relate to it heavy. As
Pictures.
someone
I
who
love
goes to this
pictures, dude.
Walmart all the time, I relate to this heavy.
So it's a picture of a long ass
It'll
line.
be up on the screen.
Okay, cool.
I'll edit it on the screen. You don't have to read.
Uh, cool. I don't have to read it. It's easy.
I hate you.
Nah. It's who is this? This fucking David guy. Doesn't even have a profile picture. 1 star, typical day, every day. 16 registers, 2 cashiers. Ridiculous. New management needed. Sad. No good. Bad.
I agree though, David. I go there all the time, and honestly, it's not so bad in self checkout. So I just use self checkout. Usually, self checkout is a breeze, but for some reason, outside of self checkout, of the several aisles available to check out at, there's only ever two, and the lines are like going all the way back until the fucking Cheez-It section of the store. Like, I don't understand why that Walmart never has any cashiers.
So I know why this is, but it's a stupid fucking reason, and it's only gonna make you mad.
Okay.
The only reason they have that many cash registers is for events like Black Friday.
That is dumb. That is so
And
dumb.
the reason they don't keep them fully like manned all the time is because I think 60 to 80% of their sales are supposed to go through self-checkout.
Hmm. That's
So there's
insightful
like
insider
numbers that they
information.
have to reach.
That's
There's
very
numbers that they have to reach, but realistically they should just say fuck the numbers.
yeah. That's very insightful insider information, but it still makes me mad. Stan the cashier, XX, was very rude. And I can't read this 2-star review without thinking halfway through that this person was just blowing kisses as they were typing. I don't know, I can't help it. I also like this review because it starts off so positive and then ends up being a 1-star. Why do people complain about Walmart yet continue to shop there? Why do people Why do people
I'm
complain about
deceased.
Walmart? Can I read the review, Zach?
No.
Are you gonna let that happen? Now you got me laughing, god damn it. Why do people complain about Walmart yet continue to shop there? It's cheap and you get what you pay for. I'm not a fan of Walmart. I'd rather pay the higher prices. Dropping the mic. 1-star. Like, where did that come from? Where did that come from? He started the review by defending Walmart.
It's okay, he's got a Jekyll and Hyde complex, dude.
Apparently. This is another picture one, and therefore I'll give it to you again.
Oh, wonderful.
I'm waiting for your reaction.
What the What the fuck? Okay, that's weird. It's spelled wrong. 5 stars.
We all float down here,
I
Zach.
don't like that. I don't like that at all.
To be fair, I don't think there's ever a more appropriate setting for the term we all float down here, besides, of course, being in the clutches of it himself, than a Walmart. Like, Walmart is just as terrifying.
Oh, yeah. What kind of car is that?
1-star from Kashif. No wallet.
Nice. Good shit, Kashif.
My dude really taking his own personal problems out on a big Fortune 500 company.
Honestly, you gotta take him out somewhere.
I wish I didn't have to blur this guy's picture out because he looks exactly as his review reads. Would you like to read it for us, Zach?
Yep. 1-star review. They never answer their spelled wrong phone.
This man looks like he doesn't actually have a real human bloodstream. It's just Mountain Dew. And for that reason, I can't fault him for spelling there wrong. I'm surprised he's able to spell any word correctly. But you need to answer the phone. What?
But I know this guy.
You know this guy?
I know this guy.
How do you know this guy?
He tried to kick my ass.
What?
He tried to kick my ass while I was working there one day.
What do you mean?
So my boy is a fucking troll, and I came across 2 badges with my name because I thought I'd lost one, so I had HR whip me up another one real quick,
okay,
so that I could work that day. And I found the other one, so I had 2. and my boy like collects badges of people who quit or get fired.
Okay.
So I gave him my second badge, and he was wearing it. And this one girl who works there is this guy's girlfriend or whatever, or wife or whatever the fuck. Um, and she like was late home from work or whatever, and he was being like a dick about it. So she's like, "Oh, well, it's this guy Zach that's holding me up because he was wearing my name badge that day." And so
Oh.
she put him on the phone, and the troll that he is was like fucking around with them. So this guy came in at like 3 p.m., like 8 hours after she'd left, and 2 hours after my boy had left. And he's like, "All right, where's this fucking Zach kid?" And like tried to square up with me and my manager at the, like my like department manager at the time, who's this huge like 6'6" guy with like the broadest shoulders you've ever seen. Like walked up to him, he's like, "Hey man, what's your deal?"
So
And it was just the funniest shit in the world.
so the guy in this review is not the troll because you confused me
No,
there.
the guy in this review is the guy that straight tried to fight me.
Okay. So to
The troll is a friend of mine.
so to put it in simpler terms for myself and the audience.
One of my coworkers was fucking around. I took the blame for it, and he came and tried to fight me.
I think that's so funny that this reviewer that I did not know at all had
I'm
any
so
correlation tried to fight
I
you.
recognized that last name, and I was like, no, no, and then it was, and I'm so pleased about that. And by the way, this guy's not imposing at all in any way.
Fair. He doesn't look like it. He like I said, looks like he drinks more Mountain Dew in his pathetic 20-year lifespan than water.
He's His defining facial features are his chin strap beard and his snapback.
Oh god. I really like this review from Lynn, but it also kind of annoys me. She writes 3 stars, nice and easy, better than the ones in Georgia where I live for real. Which is like, cool, Lynn, but none of us are ever gonna go to Georgia. That's a 12-hour drive. Like that doesn't help. That's not beneficial information,
I'm gonna go
truly.
to Georgia just to make sure she's a credible source, dude.
It's not realistic information. It's not needed. Like that's a 12-hour
I,
drive. I've never been to like what?
I
That's a
love
lie.
that
I have been to
Georgia's all
Georgia.
caps too.
That's why I cut myself off mid-sentence. I have been to Georgia. What were you
I
saying?
love that Georgia's all caps too, so like she's mad about Georgia. It's not like a better than the ones in Georgia. It's like better than the ones in Georgia. What are you doing, Georgia? Figure it out, Georgia. What the fuck, dude? I love it.
It's now time for my favorite review. It's a 4-star review.
Oh yes.
And it just reads, good deal, good food, good God. I don't know why. But that
I
one hit
love
me
this so
so hard.
much.
I'll
That's
let
such a weird first name too.
I'll let you have this one, Zach.
The cashier beat up my fruit and veggies. Bang on the scanner. Bang in my bag. 2 stars.
How about this one, Zach? How do you feel about this one?
I feel that this local guide has really helped me come to a decision as to whether I will shop at this Walmart or not. What can I say? It's a Walmart.
What
4
pisses
stars.
me off, what pisses me off is I only screenshotted this one. And again, I wish I could show the avatars, but I'm gonna blur them out for privacy's sake. But this is a like middle-aged white lady, and I found so many other reviews of middle-aged white women just saying it's a Walmart or like Walmart, one word. Like they were clever.
Guys. I'm gonna say something groundbreaking right now. If you shop at Walmart, it's gonna feel like you're in a Walmart.
Meanwhile, from the least correct, I can't speak, from the least clever review I read in the entire day to the most clever review. This comes from Joshua, 1 star. Customer service is terrible. The employees are standoffish and unfriendly. This place is a haven for slow mutants and their blighted spawn. It's garbage. And if that doesn't sound poetic, I don't know what does. I love that review. That is my favorite one.
Damn.
My
Dude, this
favorite
one's
one
3
on
years
a
old.
literary perspective, at least.
I was working here when he put this review in. Um, I can shed light on why, but I don't really wanna.
That's fine. You can just read Jim's review instead.
All right. Bulb section is empty again. 1 star.
Jim is very angry about the bulb
Does
section.
he now? I'm curious. Does he mean bulb like the seed that you plant for flowers, or does he mean bulb is in light bulb?
Both.
Realistically, realistically, it could be either or neither.
This is for you.
It's our local guide, Anthony. Went there with the wife. 3 stars.
I
Would your experience have been elevated or depreciated by your wife not being there? Tell me now.
I've never heard never in my life have I heard someone born after the 60s use the term the wife. So I like how we can immediately get somewhat of an understanding of how old this man is.
Is he wearing a 10-gallon hat? Is he
I
like
think
he
that's
wearing
a
one of
hard
those huge
hat.
cowboy
I think
hats?
that's just a hard
I think
hat.
it's a hard hat. I can't tell.
It doesn't
It's
really
very
matter
small.
because our viewers won't be able to see it, but
Yeah. You can blur everything but the hat.
and finally, the last review of the episode. Rudy gives it 1 star. I lost my mom one day, and they just laughed.
No, Rudy. What happened to you? Share your pain with me, Rudy.
That's so messed up. That was 2 years ago. You were working there then, Zach. Why'd you laugh at
Uh,
Rudy? Why'd you laugh at my boy Rudy?
Possibly. I might have laughed at Rudy.
Oh boy,
It's a funny name.
so fucked up.
The only thing that I can assume is like this is a grown ass adult, like not like 20 something, like 40 something. And like he lost his like what's the name? Alzheimer's riddled mother.
Maybe.
And he
Did
was
you say
like,
what's the name about
guys,
Alzheimer's?
what's an Alzheimer's?
Zach
And
has
he's like,
early onset
he rolls up to
Alzheimer's,
customer
clearly.
service. He's like, guys, I lost my mother.
Yeah, I don't
And they're
know.
like, I don't know. I can't think of anyone that would be like, oh, a child lost his mom. That's hilarious. And then that child would turn around and write a review.
I don't know. Maybe. But Walmart employees are kind of the worst from my experience. So I'll give
Also,
Rudy,
I
I'll give him a little bit of credit. However,
love that these reviewers are all like over 30. It fuels me.
that's pretty much gonna wrap up this episode. I hope you all enjoyed. If you all liked this segment, we can do it again. I already am collecting reviews from the McDonald's in this same small hometown of
And I'm gonna start collecting reviews from like local hotspots, like the mom and pop coffee shop and shit.
regardless, we hope you all enjoyed this episode. Hope you all are having a great Thanksgiving, even though we're recording this way ahead of time. And we will see you all next week in our first December episode. First episode of December. I
Oh
can't
my
believe we're
God.
already to December, bro. There's so many projects I wanted
I
to
don't.
finish. So many things I wanted to do in 2020. And my to-do list is like half complete. I need to
Nice.
get my stuff into gear. I am so behind on everything.
Honestly,
Anyways, you want to go stream Minecraft?
no. But
Oh.
I will.